Joshua Lisec and I have been working together for a few years on a bunch of projects. We're actually founding a company together. So it wasn't really a big surprise when he pinged me the other day about his book, his new book, So Good They'll Call You a Fake. And he wanted to talk to me about his ideas for the cover. And I thought it would be interesting to share the process of what advice did I give Joshua related to his cover, and then why I gave that advice. So if you haven't seen it, you should click over, I'll retweet the cover somehow. It's basically a picture of the Mona Lisa with the Groucho Marx glasses on it, and it says, "So good, they'll call you a fake," and then there's a subtitle, and then Joshua Lisec at the bottom. When Joshua told me he was considering this title, I knew immediately it was the right title. The reason for that is that a few years ago, I had hired Joshua to write my book, and we wrote an incredible book, a textbook really, and I use it, to this day. But we didn't publish it, and that's a story for another time. Anyway, one of the experiences that I've had a couple of times in my life is when you are dedicated to a pursuit in work, at some point you start to get results that are unbelievable. Just absolutely incredible results for, your very, very specific niche. And one of the ways that you can tell that you're really having an impact is that random people on the internet will start calling you a fake. So when he came to me and said, "Michael, the book title is going to be So Good They Call You a Fake," it immediately resonated to me as his audience, right? And again, when you're thinking about a picture or a branding exercise, it's really important to consider the audience. And I count myself among the audience for Joshua's book because, like I said, I have hired him as a ghostwriter. And that's actually really important because Joshua's price points are quite high, right? So I believe his done with you program is something on the order of 5 figures. The ghost publishing service is somewhere like mid 6 figures. So let's say between $250,000 and $500,000, depending on how you want to play it. And then Joshua and I have been sort of kicking ideas back and forth on how we could make $1 million plus offer. Again, very exciting to be at a place in your career where you can deliver the kind of results that people will pay $1 million or more for, but it's an entirely different ideal customer profile than, say, selling a $30 ebook on the internet. And this authority book, So Good They'll Call You a Fake, is about setting up that play. So anyway, he comes to me and he goes, "Yeah, title is So Good We're going to Call You Fake. Here's the bio, here's the book description, here's my subtitle. What do you think about these ideas for the cover?" And I didn't like all the ideas, and I didn't communicate that in a particularly kind manner, nice manner, but I did tell Joshua quite harshly that I thought those ideas just weren't it. And then spent 5-10 minutes to come up with the first version of the Mona Lisa. And I sent it to him and I goes like, this is the image, right? And it's a picture of the Mona Lisa with the Groucho Marx glasses on it. And what you want to do is you want to set up the title so that the word fake is really big and differentiated, so that in theory a book should be in a bookstore. I understand most books now are sold on the internet, but let's just say for the sake of argument it needs to be in a bookstore. And the idea is that when you squint at the book from far away, you should have a sense about what it's about. And so this idea that you have a picture of the Mona Lisa, you can tell it's the Mona Lisa even with the glasses on from far away. It's kind of like those dot artists where they make all the dots and then you zoom out and you can see the picture. Same kind of idea. So you can tell it's the Mona Lisa, and then you see the word fake. And so you're like, okay, this is a book about, fake Mona Lisa. And then as you approach the book, you see the Groucho Marx glasses, which are really obviously fake. And you see So Good They'll Call You a Fake. And what I really like about this is the inversion on, what you would expect, right? Because you would think, okay, I'm going to write a book about forging, right? So I'm going to hide the fact that I'm not actually very good. What you would want to do then is just show a picture of the Mona Lisa, but not with the glasses, because you want to show people, okay, I can make you look as good as the Mona Lisa, even though you're not, right? Because at the end of the day, the customer has a little bit of imposter syndrome about who they are. because again, they're super exceptional in this one thing, but maybe not in all things. And as we know, people who are the best at what they do are only ever seeing like 80th, 85th percentile results, because they're not the best at talking about what they do. And that of course is the fundamental tension in marketing, where the people who are able to set the best context outperform the people with the best content. So you can have the best product or service delivery, like the best product, but if you're not able to capture the attention and the imagination of your customer, setting that context, you're not going to have the results. And so what happens is that people with a mediocre product or service who are really good at setting the context, they have phenomenal marketing and they're really successful. And those of us who are kind of weird, we're outside of the mainstream, we're outside of the group, which is the reason why we get exceptional results, right? Because we think differently. A little bit challenged user interfaces, don't really have the same empathetic understanding about the majority of the customer base, which is why we're outside in the first place. We have great content, but not super great context. It's very difficult to engage with, yada, yada, yada. And the plausible promise of the book is that you're already excellent. And if you're paying $50,000, $500,000, $1 million for Joshua's services, and it's related to the business that you're in, like you're going to be excellent automatically because you're already generating money from it. And then what Joshua has to do is then filter people who are going to work really well for his, basically he's context setting, right? Like, so you're already super competent, highly exceptional person. And then Joshua is going to set the context with his programs, right? Whether it's you need publishing or you need help writing your book or contextualizing how the book is the front end to your entire offer structure. Because that's fundamentally what we're talking about, right? It's like we're going to spend $500,000 on a book and getting it published. And it's not about the book. Like I don't care about the, tens of thousands potentially copies I'm going to sell. What I care about is that my ideal customers who are going to spend 10, 100, 1,000 times that cost of that book with me get a really awesome artifact that convinces them, that sets the context, that establishes my authority so that I can get it. And so what the Mona Lisa picture is all about is that you are already exceptional. You're already at the level of a Da Vinci. Otherwise, your business wouldn't be generating the money in order to pay Joshua for his book. Like if you weren't exceptional, you wouldn't be able to spend that kind of money, right? You go to like Jasper or whatever and pay $500 to have somebody ghostwrite you a book that would be crap and not relevant. And so you're already exceptional. You're already that Da Vinci. You're already that Mona Lisa. But what you lack, because you're getting 80th percentile results in the marketplace, is that wow context, what Joshua understands and what the book is all about doing, right? He's like, here's how we're going to establish your authority so that you're going to be amazing, which is basically putting on the Groucho Marx glasses, right? It's like, because that's how most people who are really excellent creators feel about marketing, who are really excellent product creators or service deliverers feel about marketing, is they feel like it's like an afterglow, right? It's like, we're going to put Groucho Marx glasses on and boom, that's going to be the thing that gets everybody to buy our products. Not that we're actually Da Vinci making the Mona Lisa there. And that is sort of the brilliance. That's like why that picture just immediately stuck out to me, is that, yeah, that's right. Like the ideal customer is somebody who's like a Da Vinci, who's making a Mona Lisa, and that's how they identify it. And what we're doing is we're giving them the context tools to take them from 80th percentile results, which are already giving them enough money to hire Joshua, which is crazy, to that 95th, 99th percentile, establishing them as the de facto authority. And now that he's done this, I think 60 or 70 books, it's there's a high number of these people now who have used Joshua's services. And so it's a real thing. So, in marketing, you want to make these bold claims, and that's what really gets people going. But if you can't deliver, with testimonials and social proof and actual results for your client, well, then you look like a clown. And so Joshua couldn't have written this book at the beginning of his journey. He has to write it at the end. Not really the end, but sort of the end of the beginning, right? It's like, dude, he's written 70 books, been phenomenally successful for his clients. They feel bad that they don't pay him more because they make so much money from the books, myself included, and I never even published mine. Yeah, how's that? And so, when we wrote this, when we had this ideation about the cover, that was what we wanted to capture. It was like, okay, from far